Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Indiana Fever's Big Three finally take us home. Folks, you see how good the team looks when Alyssa Smith's sitting on the bench for an extended period of time? You see how good the team looks when Katie Lou's sitting on the bench for an extended period of time? You see how good this team looks when we have Aaliyah Boston, Tammy Fagbenle, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark all on the floor at the same time? It's really not rocket science, Christie. It's really not that hard to watch the game and say, wow, this is our best five. Let's ride out with this five. 17 minutes straight, Christie side stuck with Tammy, Aaliyah, Lexi, Kelsey, and Caitlin. So I will be very surprised and pissed off if I see Alyssa Smith starting on Wednesday against the Aces. Again, I will be very surprised and pissed off if I see Alyssa Smith starting on Wednesday against the Aces. It's no surprise that when we ride out with our best players, we claw back, we take the lead, head into overtime, and put the game away. The Indiana Fever won this game because Aaliyah Boston went off. Kelsey Mitchell kept us in there. Caitlin Clark smacked out of it come the second half. The big three of this team. Caitlin Clark, 26 points, 12 assists. Aaliyah Boston dropping a 30-piece. And Kelsey Mitchell giving us 21 points on 50% shooting. Make no mistake about it. This is a game we won solely because we had the talented players on the floor. We decided to put our best five on the floor, and we ended up winning the game. I don't understand why it always takes for last minute for Christie sides to stop acting like a fool and play the lineup that everybody knows is the best lineup. Temi, lockdown defender, communicator on defense, runs the floor, makes her layups, had a couple nice post moves today. Lexi Hull, whole island strikes again. Yeah, Ryan Howard went off. 13 for 28, 40%. Tina Charles, 7 for 22. Alicia Gray, 6 for 19. Lexi Hull did what she needed to do on the defensive end and then on the offensive end as well. Lexi Hull did what she needed to do, folks. 4 for 5 from the three-point line was Lexi Hull today in 40 minutes. Caitlin Clark played the whole game, 45 minutes for Caitlin. Kelsey Mitchell, 42 minutes. Aaliyah Boston, 41 minutes. Alyssa Smith played 16 minutes, and she was minus 17. Folks, let's take a look at this plus-minus before we get into the recap. Alyssa Smith played 16 minutes and was minus 17. Tammy Fagbenle played 28 minutes and was plus 21. I never want to see Alyssa Smith on the court again. I don't want to see her in the starting lineup again. We were losing this game because Christie sides again. A win is a win is a win, but folks, it matters how you get these wins too. Don't fool yourself. This isn't football where you'll take whatever you have. This is basketball where if you win despite your bad habits, when you run up against a juggernaut named the Minnesota Lynx, they're going to slap you around every single time. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Tammy Fagbenle. Our best five is why we won this game. We wait until it's a 16-point deficit. We wait until we're down 16 to the Atlanta Dream until we say, maybe I should put Tammy Fagbenle in the game. You think so, Christie? Did you not think of that months ago? Did you not realize that every time you look at the box score and say, wow, Alyssa Smith's been a detriment to the team? This is a game we won because our stars played like stars. Our best players played like the best players. We survived a Christie side special, folks. Make no mistake about it. We survived a Christie sides special. Thankfully to Aaliyah Boston. Thankfully Kelsey. Thankfully Caitlin. That's why we survived today. No other reason. We had our best 5 in, and they took us home. Gee, I'm so surprised. Well, Ben, shouldn't Christie get some credit because she left them in? What? Huh? No. She deserves everything she's going to get because she decides to wait for the last minute every single game. Christie Sides is a detriment to this team every single game. It's always up to the players to carry us to a win because we can't rely on sound coaching decisions. Why the hell was Katie Lou in this game at all? I don't know either. Why isn't Alyssa Smith starting the games I don't know either. Why are we deciding to post her? I don't know either. But what I do know, when you have the best player on the court, Caitlin Clark, when you have 3 of the 5 best players on the court, the big 3, sometimes that's all you need to win, and thankfully, we won this game. Thankfully, we won this game. Folks, Caitlin Clark is the fastest player in WNBA history to record 300 career assists. Not only that, but Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, one of 3 trios in history to record 20 points in consecutive games. The big 3 showed up. Aaliyah Boston made her bunnies today. 11 for 16. Aaliyah, way to get in there and kill it. Caitlin Clark, 7 for 17. Kelsey Mitchell, 8 for 16. Way to get in there and crush it. But how you only play 16 minutes and be such a detriment to the team that you still stay in the starting lineup, I will never understand. I will never understand that. And we can't act, oh, this is such a good win. Oh. We can't do that. Because that's going to make Christie Sides think, oh, I did a really good job today. It's going to make Alyssa Smith, oh, I did a really good job today. Going to make Lynn Dunn say, oh, I really put together a good team. No, you didn't. We just have the more talented players in our starting lineup. That's why we won. You lucked into these picks. That's why they're on the team. The players consistently win us these games. We get outcoached game after game after game. But fortunately, we have Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull. Fortunately, Temi. Fortunately, we have those players that are able to dig down deep, come back from a 16-point deficit, force it into overtime, and ice it. That's why we won this game, folks. Nothing to do with Christie Sides. Nothing to do with her at all. Together. Christie, stop that. Be a coach. 4-point game against the Atlanta Dream. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy we barely beat the Atlanta Dream. I'm so thrilled. The announcer saying this felt like the Minnesota Lynx game. No, it did not. There was at least some positives about the Minnesota Lynx game, and the refs screwed us over. Christie screwed us over. This game, there weren't any positives until we get into the fourth quarter where we're just leaving our best players in. Doing what a 5-year-old could see. Stevie Wonder could see. Ray Charles could see that that's our 5 best players. Yet Christie Sides is too worried about hurting damn feelings that we end up losing a lead every damn time. We end up getting a huge deficit every damn time because Christie Sides doesn't want to coach. She wants to be people's friends. All wins are not created equally, folks. We're not going to go far if we continue with that starting lineup. I'm letting you know now. Against the good teams, a la Minnesota Lynx, too little, too late. We have Alyssa Smith and Katie Lou in there against the Lynx. We get down big. We put in Temi, we put in Lexi Hull, 1-point game. We take them out and put Alyssa back in, we lose. Christie Sides is a bum. The team, the players persevered. The players won despite terrible coaching. Oh, but what about Christie Sides with that out of bounds play? Giving it to Aaliyah. Huh? Stop it. Before we get into the review, I want to say thank you to everybody who came out into the venue. 300 people live in the venue today. I can't begin to express my appreciation. You guys showed up, showed out. Appreciate all the support. Seriously, you guys outdo it every single time. The chat was chatting, moving along. You guys having great conversations. I'm glad we're all watching the same game here. Referees weren't too bad today. They got a pass. The announcers were pretty good. They got a pass. Salute to everybody that came out in the venue, and salute to all of you guys who are choosing to watch this review today. Thank you very much. Comes out first quarter. First quarter, first play. We go to Aaliyah Boston for a post-up, and she gets a foul call. Folks, I felt good. I felt good about the referees this game. They called it fair on both sides. Was there a bad call here and there? Yes. But for a majority of the game, they called it fair on both sides. Aaliyah Boston gets a foul call, makes her free throws. Nice. Follow that up, Caitlin Clark, logo 3. Awesome. Atlanta storms back, 7-0 run at 7-5. Lexi Hull gets going. Lexi Hull hits a 3. Nice, Lexi. And it was a 3 after Caitlin Clark dribbled into traffic, kept her dribble alive, which she's been doing much better since the break. Really, since the first 15 games, she's doing much better. Dribbling into traffic, doing the Steve Nash dribble, keeping it alive, and finding her shooters. Lexi Hull with an early 3. You always got to feel good when Lexi Hull comes out and hits an early 3. That always has to make you feel good. Lexi Hull, you played astounding today. I can't begin to express how much you are needed on this team. Great job, Lexi Hull. Kelsey, we saw Kelsey Mitchell get hit from Caitlin Clark on a nice back door. That back door is always open in the WNBA. We need to utilize it more. That back door is always open in the WNBA. We need to utilize it more. Very interesting possession took place in the first quarter. Caitlin Clark got a pin down screen, comes across. Aaliyah Boston hits her defender with another top screen. And instead of giving it to Caitlin Clark, who's literally wide open, Kelsey, she was wide open, we dump it down to Nalissa Smith for a post-up. Why? I don't know. Why? I have no idea. That was a little bit reminiscent of look-offs earlier in the season. Let's kind of get back to what makes us a lethal team. No posting up Nalissa Smith, putting the ball in Caitlin Clark's hands. Thank you. Kelsey Mitchell, you played great tonight. I just noticed something. That's it. We get Katie Lou Samuelson and Temi Feck Bentley, our first initial sub package. Why is Katie Lou in our packages, man? I don't get it. Give those minutes to Dantis. Come on. As soon as Katie Lou gets in the game, whoop, Ryan Howard right by her, layup. What are we doing here? Do we not see that? Do we not see what's going on? Fortunately for us in the second quarter, Kelsey Money Mitchell, she does what she does, man. Kelsey is such a bucket, it's insane. Step back 2. Her nice patented one-handed layup. Kelsey Mitchell is needed on this team. As far as I'm concerned, she's one of the untouchables on this team. I had Kelsey Money Mitch written down because in the second quarter, she seemed to do fairly well. In the first quarter, Kelsey Mitchell seemed to do fairly well. Second quarter rolls around. We got Nalissa Smith in there. We got Lexi Hull in there. We got Caitlin Clark in there. Temi in there. Nothing special, folks. This game was nothing special up until the fourth quarter. They looked lethargic. They looked uninterested. They looked uninspired. Everybody except for Kelsey. I mean, Caitlin Clark looked dejected on the bench. People were saying that she might have had a migraine. People were saying she's maybe having an off day. She's just sitting there on the bench, looking dejected, spaced out. I'm not exactly sure what that was about at all. We end up losing the second quarter 27-22, going into halftime down 48-44. However, in the second quarter, I do have it written down, slow, lethargic, uninspiring. Temi Fagbentley had a couple nice back-to-back plays. She had a post-up spin move, lay. She had a block, ran down the court. Erica Wheeler, nice pass. Erica Wheeler hit Temi in stride. Temi finished it, back-to-back buckets. So way to go, Temi. You did have a couple middies that I'm like, why are we shooting those mid-ranges? I understand we're working on that in practice, but why are we shooting those? Of course we can get a better shot than that, right? Of course we can get a better shot on that, right? Lexi Hull showed up, hit a big three. Kelsey Mitchell, too slow to give the pass to Caitlin Clark. Yeah, this sequence was bad. Kelsey Mitchell gives Caitlin Clark a lethargic pass. Boom, Atlanta Dream, go down. Miss a layup on the other end, right? Kelsey Mitchell gets the ball back. Tries to force it to NaLyssa Smith. Why? I don't know. Turnover again. So back-to-back turnovers for Kelsey Mitchell. That wasn't nice. Lexi Hull playing defense. Ryan Howard leans into her. This is all second quarter, folks. Ryan Howard initiates contact. Lexi Hull called for a foul. This is what Christie Sides decides to challenge. It was overturned, but Christie, again, we just watched Lexi Hull get a perfectly clean block against the Minnesota Lynx, and you did nothing with that challenge. Now we have an actual questionable call that can go both ways, and this is what we decide to use our challenge on. Folks, Christie Sides is terrible. We win because we have good players. We lose because Christie Sides is garbage. We don't have leads because Christie Sides is too scared to say, sit your ass on the bench. Christie Sides is too scared to be a coach. She's too scared to ruffle feathers. She's too scared to hurt feelings. Watching NaLyssa Smith sit on the bench for the last 17 minutes was the best 17 minutes I've ever seen. It's pathetic, guys. It really is. We should not be okay with it. We shouldn't be. Because I'm trying to win in the playoffs. I'm not trying to just make it there. I'm trying to get into the playoffs and be a threat. And we need to call out bad decisions, bad play when we see it. We need to. Caitlin Clark walking the ball up, gets called for a backcourt violation, passing it to NaLyssa Smith. Was NaLyssa over the half-court line? Yes, she was. But if we're not coming up in slow motion, then you'd be more over the line and it wouldn't even have forced the officials to call that play. Was it a bad call? Yes. Do we need to hustle? Yes. Need to do both. First half, the Indiana Fever had 13 turnovers. 13 turnovers. Uninspiring basketball. Lethargic basketball. Slow basketball. Mild tempo. No tempo basketball. It wasn't looking pretty. Was not looking pretty at all. Third quarter rolls around. First play. NaLyssa Smith sends Tina Charles to the foul line. Great. Makes both of her free throws. Nice, NaLyssa. First play on the offensive end. We post up NaLyssa Smith. Why? What are we doing? Atlanta comes back and hits back-to-back threes. Great. 8-0 run for the Atlanta Dream. Timeout Christie Sides, 56-44. 56-44, timeout Christie Sides. Come out. Midway through the third quarter, Aaliyah Boston forces a pass to NaLyssa Smith. She does her patented spin move brick, but we got called for a foul. What does she do on the free throw line? Misses both of her free throws. NaLyssa Smith again. Why is she in the game? What do we see? Give those minutes to Dantis. It's tiring to see the same thing every single game. And the coach never adjusts every single game. It's pathetic. It's annoying. It's unnecessary. All we need is a good coach, folks. All we need is a good coach. Yeah, we can pick and play with these players. Yeah, we could do all that. We can put starting five, Temi, Boston, Mitchell, Clark, Lexi. Keep Nalissa on the bench coming in for 10 minutes. Keep Dantas on the bench coming in for 15 minutes. Keep Erica Wheeler coming in for 10 minutes. If we had a good coach, we'd probably win more games than lose. If we had a good coach, we'd probably be a top 4, top 5 seed. Instead, we have Christie sides, where we need to overcome playing 4v5 every time down the court. It is what it is. We put in Temi Fagbenley, and what'd you think of that? 11-0 Indiana Fever run. I am so surprised. From that moment, we never make a substitution to the end of the game. We leave Temi in, AB, Kelsey, Lexi, and Caitlin Clark. Those 5 played 17 straight minutes. And we won the game. If we can't see Nalissa Smith, minus 17, is an Achilles heel, if we can't see she has no offensive game, no defensive game, just because she makes a couple spin moves, doesn't mean suddenly she needs to play. I'm sorry. As the fourth quarter rolls around, Nalissa Smith is a minus 17, Temi is a plus 16 going into the fourth quarter. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth we go. Fortunately enough, we tie the game. Fortunately enough, we head into overtime. Fortunately enough, Aaliyah Boston played great in that fourth quarter and overtime. Aaliyah Boston made the bunnies that she needed to make. In the fourth quarter, Aaliyah Boston had 8 points, 3 boards. Kelsey Mitchell, 6 points. Caitlin Clark, 5 points, 5 assists for Caitlin Clark in the fourth quarter. They did what they needed to do. AB had 16 second half points. 16 and 8 in the second half for Aaliyah. 14.6 assists for Caitlin Clark in the second half. Kelsey Mitchell, 11 points in the second half. Nalissa Smith played 3 minutes in the second half, and in those 3 minutes, she lost. In the 3 minutes Nalissa Smith was in the game, she was a minus 12 in the second half. We were down 16 because Nalissa sucks. We can't be okay with her sucking every game and say, oh, well, we won, so it worked. No, it doesn't work. Folks, I'm used to being critical of teams. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm an Eagles fan. Winning just sometimes isn't good enough for us. We need to hold people's feet to the fire. We need to hold people accountable. We can't just sit here and act like everything's hunky-dory because they've won 8 of their last 10. You be a Dallas Cowboys fan if you're okay with that. Don't be an Indiana Fever fan. Hold this team's feet to the fire, guys. We know Christie Sides needs to go. We know Nalissa Smith is an abomination. We know Katie Lou doesn't deserve any minutes. We dig ourselves in this hole because Christie sides. Oh, well, they won. I guess it's okay. No, it's not okay. The rotations need to tighten up. The players need to tighten up. Everybody needs to tighten up. Because if we're expecting these guys to carry us every single game, we're not going to go far. Because at the end of the day, we have Christie sides while the other team has Noelle Quinn. We have Christie sides while the other team has Cheryl Reeve. We have Christie sides while the other team has Sandy Borrello. We have Christie sides while the other team has Becky Hammond. We have Christie sides while the other team has Kirk Ferentz. We have Christie sides. We play 4 versus 5 every game. Just lucky we ended up winning tonight. Lucky we ended up winning tonight. Luckily, some assistant coach said, Christie, wake up. Put in our best 5 and just leave them out there. Folks, if we don't have that 5 that ended this game, starting from now on, I'm going to come here every single game, win or lose, and I'm going to say, Christie, you suck. Because it's coming playoff time. Folks, the Lakers make the playoffs and they want Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham got fired. Lakers fans hate Darvin Ham because playoffs isn't good enough when you have high expectations. I'm trying to make noise in the playoffs. I'm not here for a participation trophy. Oh, yeah, we're in the playoffs. Ooh. How come as soon as we clinch the playoff spot, our offense looks like it's hit a wall? Our offense looks stagnant, slow. Back-to-back games, 3 straight games if we want to be real. Shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't always need to be desperate situations because our coaches put us in the hole. We should start with our best 5, close with our best 5. And stop worrying about feelings because we're going to get a quick exit. We're going to get swept if we keep worrying about feelings out there. It's the Ben Daniel Podcast. We're calling a spade a spade. I appreciate everybody for watching. Appreciate all the support. We're back in the venue on Wednesday. Fire Christie sides.